Welcome everyone to Pod Chef, the only official Top Chef podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I am joined, as always, by my two co-hosts, because they have to be co-hosts, Jamal and Brian. Guys, how are you doing?
Does that pain you to say did we have to be the co-host?
Yes. It was
Okay.
so much easier when you guys the whole thing where you traded off hosting and it was like you guys got in a fight over it or whatever, and I could just sit back in the cut. That was nice.
Yeah, that's true.
That felt good.
Reeves is most comfortable in the cut. I think we can all agree that that's
Yes.
where he's most comfortable.
That's where we met.
And you guys met in the cut?
Yeah, Reeves was sitting in the cut.
Yeah, I was straight up chilling in the cut, and I was like, "Oh, Jamal's over here too."
So the cut is big enough for two people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay, we're gonna talk about size here.
Well, size matters.
Like, is the cut like if we're at a restaurant, is the cut like a booth?
Which side of the booth? The side that's closest to the walkout or the wall?
Like a booth that has the table and then the two side.
I know what a booth is. I've been to a restaurant.
Yeah, he knows what. Yeah,
I'm
please
saying
don't talk
what
down to
kind
them.
of booth. There's different styles of booth. Some booths, the space between the table and where you're sitting is far away. Some it's right upon you.
Oh, well, okay. So in my experience, they're always right up on you.
Okay,
And
well,
is that how all booths? I thought that's how all booths were.
Okay,
Is that just me?
That's more your personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, and this does reek of someone that's never been in the cut before. So
yeah, it does.
I mean,
no, I think I tried to mute myself because I was burping, but I don't think I did it. So we'll see about that.
That rolls.
No, I've been in the cut. I was just there yesterday. I saw my good friend Ben was in the cut when I went there, and
so I don't want to interrupt you, but here's how I know you haven't been in the cut. Reeves did not bring up he was in the cut. Someone else brought up that he was in the cut. Then he's allowed to talk about it, because if you've ever been in the cut, it's called chilling in the cut, because it's very nonchalant. You're relaxed. It's not a big deal. But you're kind of bragging about being in the cut, which tells me you have not been in the cut, Brian.
No, I've been in the cut. Everybody knows it, and I have a shirt that says I've been in the cut.
Ugh,
Jesus.
No way. And I bet you try and wear that shirt when you try and get into the cut.
Yeah, which is probably why you're not getting in, Brian.
When you're in the cut, no one wears the cut shirt.
Yeah,
or even
that I know.
About it.
I know that. That I know. I wear it to concerts, which I'm still going to.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be going to all those concerts. Like, I heard that it's like that, you see some bands like probably Newfound Glory are doing like a virtual concert, and you show up at wherever they're playing.
Yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk.
Immerse in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
It's worth it. Newfound Glory is great. I'm glad that we got that out there. And I will, hey guys, if you've got a digital concert, I will come in person. Stop trying to hide the location of where your online concert is happening. It's hard for me to get there. I want to come.
Well, so Reeves was in the cut. That's where we met. That's not where I met Brian.
Where did we meet?
I believe it was a ditch. Right?
Is that not the cut?
Right.
Is that not the cut?
No, a ditch is not the cut.
Oh, okay.
Were you thinking of a ditch?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the confusion there. Yeah, me and Brian met in a ditch. That's pretty much all there is to that story.
There's actually no backstory to that. We were just both in a ditch.
I got out of my car too quick on the side of the road, slipped and fell and tumbled. And when I came to in the ditch, Brian was there, and I was like, "Hey, can you help me up?" And he's like, "Yeah, you fell too."
I had been in the ditch for a while.
Yeah,
Okay, so you were lying about like I mean, maybe you did fall in at some point, but it had been a long time, and you were trying to like play it off like, oh, I fell in this thing too just now when I got out of my car.
like one of those sea turtles that like has like coral growing on its back. It's been in the water so long.
Barnacles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
barnacles, and like now it's got like a coral shelf and like grass growing on its body. It's been in the water so long.
Mhm.
That's what Brian looked like when I saw him in the
Oh
ditch.
no.
He had
Yeah, I
like
was-
hillside growing on his backside, and he was like so soggy and wet. Like his fingers were all wet. It was crazy.
I looked like I was wearing a ghillie suit, but it was just me. And for everyone who's a big SNL fan, that's not a suit. It looked like Kristen Wiig.
That's exactly what I thought, and boy, did I laugh at that. Oh boy. You know, guys, sometimes I just think of SNL sketches and it just cracks my shit up.
Mm.
Makes me laugh.
That's good for an intro, I think.
Mm-hmm. So just since we've been talking for 5 minutes now, I can go ahead and tell all our fans, I remembered this time, please rate and review our podcast, give us 5 stars, or you know what, if you want to give us 1 star, you can give us 1 star. I am kind of interested if people don't like the podcast, but I have an odd fascination with why they wouldn't like it, because I'm like, this shit's funny.
Yeah.
But sometimes I also listen to it and I'm like, well, I kind of get it. I probably wouldn't listen past the first 5 minutes either. So yeah, leave however many stars you want. Leave a review. Say what you had for dinner the night before. We would love that. I think there was something else we told you to say on there. I don't remember what it was. So do that, and we would appreciate it. To get us started off, chefs, what did you have for dinner last night?
Chef, I prepared for you Red Light District Detroit style pizza.
Hell yeah.
Red Light District?
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, it's just called Red Light. the restaurant is called Red Light. I'm sorry. I added the district.
Okay. No, you went to Amsterdam
Oh
and,
no.
and you got
Okay.
quote unquote Detroit style pizza. Now, why don't
Okay.
you tell us what exactly that means when you pay for a Detroit style pizza in the Red Light District of Amsterdam?
Well, I'll just say this: it's deep dish.
Say no more.
It's coming from the person who
deep dish.
made that dry martini joke a few episodes back, so you know where that's going. If you're still listening, if you are a longtime listener, how was that pizza?
Oh, it was amazing. And I'm not. I've now put a standing order to never order it again because it's too good, and I don't think I can handle it.
What?
It's too good. It's too juicy and buttery and cheesy, and the sauce is amazing. It's too much. There's such thing, Brian, as something that's it's so good that it's dangerous. So you need to instill some self-discipline.
Is
in
that why
order
you stopped watching Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Because you were like, this is too good. I can't watch any more of this.
The character depth in this show is too good.
Mm-hmm. And you were like, this is too dangerous. It needs
This
to go
is
to
too
jail.
dangerous. If I keep watching this, I'm gonna get sucked in and never get out of here, and it's gonna be bad for my health. And so
And
I
then you
stopped
gained like
watching.
5 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I gained 5 TV pounds, which on camera is 15 pounds. So I had to stop.
I've gained so many TV pounds during quarantine.
Oh my god, all the TV pounds. Every time I watch a season of freaking Top Chef,
Yeah.
that's the show, I guess. Wait.
So I've stopped. I can't eat this pizza. It's also too dangerous because I have to fly to Amsterdam to get it.
And that's, okay, that makes more
Mhm.
sense as to why it'd be too dangerous, because as we know, there are 4 strains of coronavirus currently out there in the world, and they have said that it's not safe to go on planes anymore.
Yeah, probably ever again. That's our life.
I'm sure
now.
that won't stop some people. If I know white people. It won't stop everyone. It will stop most people, but it won't stop white people.
We don't like being told what to do.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like you guys were slaves at one point. But you
So
weren't.
Chef, I
I
have
understand
prepared for
why
you.
I understand why you guys hate being told what to do. Like you have a history of being told what to do. Like, what is your beef?
It doesn't feel good.
You don't say.
Okay, Chef, I have prepared for you, and I'm getting tired of this because I feel bad every time I have to do it. I had sloppy joes again last night.
Sloppy Joe's is definitely funnier than pizza. Like it is. It makes me. I don't know anyone that eats sloppy Joe.
Neither
makes
do
me feel
I.
so much worse that you would say
Neither
that.
do
It's so cool.
I feel I feel a little better in the fact that I do always use fake beef. I don't use beef. And last night also, along with my sloppy joes, I had broccoli that was frozen, and I cooked it and then I ate it.
Okay.
Okay. Did you did you say thank you to the lunch lady who made it for you? You fucking child.
Man, and we are kind of back in SNL territory with
Yeah, aren't we?
sloppy Joes, and I'm thinking about it, and oh boy, am I laughing! I do actually like the song; it is pretty funny.
It's pretty good. I mean, you got Chris Farley playing the lunch lady in Lunch Lady Land, Adam Sandler singing the song. It's good. Yeah, no, I didn't thank her because that's what the money's for.
No. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Chef, I prepared for you fried chicken, which had been marinated in buttermilk, and then I deep fried myself, and then a little side of mashed potatoes, which I made myself, a little sour cream in there. I think I've made this exact dish. Well, I definitely made this exact thing before, but I think I've also made it and said it on this podcast before. So
Yeah, I think you have. But it sounds good every time.
So Reeves, we did just a little heads up. Tom Colicchio did send myself and Jamal your
Newman.
hosting report
Newman.
card.
Hold on. Say my name again.
Jamal
Newman. All right,
okay, we're saying last names. They did send your report card for hosting, and
they sent it to you directly.
Well, yeah, because they knew that you wouldn't show it to us.
I asked them. I was like, "Listen, Jamal, Newman, and Brian don't get emails, so you need to print it off and give me my report card. Like, send it to me, and don't worry, I will give it to them and show it to them, and I will get them to sign it and send it back to you, Tom." So I can't believe he still sent it to you.
Well, he saw right through that ruse.
Yeah,
you know what you're trying to do.
Yeah. That's like everyone knows that trick.
I was going to change my grades.
Yeah, well, you're trying to change a bunch of D's to A's and B's. So guys, got this report card for Reeves. His hosting. Tom sent it. And this is big because if you do bad, Reeves, you do not get to go on the ski trip.
Oh, no. I really want to ski.
And I just want to make it clear for Reeves that it's not just about the grades. We're also looking at the teacher comments.
Yes.
But those comments, they just have like only 5 that they can choose from, and they have to put something in there.
Yes,
that's what they told me.
But we talked about this. You keep getting comments of like, pleasure to have in class, talks too much, or like is a distraction in class, but does their homework well.
Yeah. And it's like they had to put something negative in there, and it's actually that I was being very good.
We'll see.
All right, should we go through this now?
Yep.
Here we go. Report card, Reeves, from Tom. Okay. In regards to the way that you do an introduction.
Ooh, here we go.
Tom graded you a B.
Okay. Wow,
that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Obviously grading on a curve.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a curve because we are, Jamal got graded just the same as I did too. So take those grades into consideration. We didn't read those on air, of course, because of COVID. The next thing that you got graded on is your segues, which I had to look up because segues isn't spelled Segways. It's spelled Segues. And I didn't know what that meant, so I had to look it up.
Okay.
And that you got a D.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's tough because you got to get at least a B for all your grades average, or you're not going on a ski trip.
Oh,
that's,
no. Are you sure it wasn't a B? Sometimes
I'll-
D's look like B's.
Let me double check. Well, no, this is definitely a D because Tom writes his D's weird.
Oh, how does he write them?
He gives them a hat.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And he always says that he's sad that he doesn't have a D in his name because he likes to give the D a hat. But he likes to write Padma's name because he puts the D.
Yeah,
gives her
'cause he
D a
gets-
hat.
Just to put a hat on the D, which I'm sure
Okay.
there's some joke there, but I'm not going to leave it on the table.
I'm leaving it too.
Your outro.
Uh-oh.
You got a B.
A B.
B on outro.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. All right. I'm doing all right. I think technically I could still make honor roll at this point.
At this point, yes. Yeah.
Well, I think you need an A somewhere to bring this
You
up.
get an A in here
Probably.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And we'll see. We'll see what you got. Jokes.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Let's hold on a second here because this is an important one. Because
Yes.
this is. I mean, if you don't get an A or B in the joke section, we're as a podcast close to closing up shop.
Mhm.
Yeah. So here we go. Jokes. Reeves, you were graded an I for incomplete.
What?
An I. I'm going to get my fucking lawyers on this. An I for incomplete. You know what's hard? Having the truth like thrown in your face.
Jesus, this was painful.
It's
Because-
not easy.
I
Good
do.
God.
I do kind of half come up with jokes and then I do bail on them a lot because I lose interest. Which, I mean, I guess we can get into the summary of all this, but I know a very long time ago we talked about what basketball players we are, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I definitely am Kyrie on this podcast. Because I can be pretty
You
good,
are
but I
Kai.
also do
Wait,
lose
yeah.
interest. And I also think the world is flat, so that's all.
Yeah, we should get you checked for ADD. If you're losing interest in your jokes midway, that's a sign of ADD.
Yeah, just giving up.
The next thing is I don't know. Tom grades all these. I don't know why he grades these the way he does. This is English. In English, you got an A.
Okay, thank you. And I am pretty good at English, so that feels good. And I was
Yeah.
also correcting some of the chefs on their English in some of the episodes, which when I heard it back, I did feel kind of bad doing that. So,
Next is PE or gym,
okay.
and that's spelled GYM, not JYM.
Oh, no.
And that you got a B.
Okay.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I kind of felt like this is like a trap of some kind because of the way it was spelled.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's spelled correctly. It's not spelled the wrong way.
Wait, I thought you said it's spelled. How is it spelled?
It's spelled GYM,
Oh,
not
okay, good.
not JYM.
That's probably why. Okay. Well, hopefully that, JIM or whatever isn't on there somewhere.
Well, no, that's the next one. So the
Oh,
next
God.
one is JYM, and that one you got an A, and I don't know how.
Huh. Okay. All
Because I
right.
don't even know what that is.
I definitely don't know what that is. JY.
You know what it is, Reeves? You're good at it, apparently.
JYM?
JYM, you got an A. Do you know what that is?
No.
I know what it is.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
What
don't
is
know
it?
if I should say what it is. It's
Oh, no.
inappropriate.
Oh, God.
is it like a
Well-
WAP situation?
It's a little bit of that, but it's
Okay, we'll just
JYM,
leave it.
and Reeves got a good grade in it, so I'm like, oh, this is what he got a good grade in.
We'll move on. If we figure out what it is, we'll tell you guys later.
Jack your meat.
Reeves got an A in jacking your meat.
Jacking your meat.
And you think it would make sense? It might make more sense if it was jerking your meat, but it's jacking your meat.
Shacking. Why would he grade me on that?
I worry that we've gone close to 7 minutes. Are we at 7 minutes yet for
Gross.
this?
No
Pretty
doubt it's
sure.
been 7 minutes.
All right.
How many
there's
more
only
grades?
two
are
more.
left?
There's
Okay.
only two more. There's only two more.
Okay.
The second to last one, the penultimate grade, is from music. You know, you did our intro music.
Uh-oh.
And for that, you got a C.
Yeah, that seems about right. I actually probably would have given me a lower grade on that.
Tom
But
said he liked it.
he did? Oh, well,
Yeah.
not bad. There you
I
go.
think he gave you a C there, as in see me after cooking, so that I can talk.
Oh,
about
wait.
it.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah. It stands for see me after cooking.
Oh. See me after cooking. So the next time I'm finished cooking, I need to go see him?
Yeah.
Apparently, let's talk to you about the music.
All right.
And maybe you should maybe thank him for that JYM score.
Yeah.
That might be the only thing that gets you to the ski trip.
Really,
Yeah.
might be.
JYM score.
That's what I was going to ask about. Is do I get to go on the ski trip still, or is that
Well-
out of the question?
Well, I think right now, I think we're almost there. This last one will determine whether or not you get to go on the ski trip. All
Mm.
right.
I do want to say that JYM score is something that, of all the things so far, that's the one thing that can't be taught.
It's just natural talent.
Yeah, that's all you.
That's God-given talent.
Mhm.
All right. The last thing that you are being graded on by Tom for your report card as a host is attractiveness, and he gave you a 7.
A 7. What out of what does that even mean? 7 out of what?
Traditionally, you grade someone's attractiveness from a 1 to 10 scale, so I'm assuming that's what this is.
So he gave you a C,
No, that's higher than a C. That's like a B.
a
A
70?
7 out of 10?
7 out of 10 is a
70?
70, so it's a C.
Yeah, it's a C.
Wait, are most grades failing grades?
See, that's how they get you in the
That's
system.
how
is
they get you, yeah.
basically, you can almost only fail, which is why, whenever I got so many Fs, I was like, the system is rigged against me. Wow, guys, that last segment was so freaking crazy. Oh my God. So nuts. Well, we got to talk about the freaking episode of Top Chef because that's what this podcast is. And
That's what you're here for.
That's what you're here for. That's what you pay us for. The title of this episode is The Raw and the Cooked.
Is that a pun for something?
No, it's not. Or maybe it is. See, I don't think the raw and the cooked, the good and the...
The good, the bad. If they'd done a third thing, the raw, the cooked, and the something, then we're all Sergio Leone over here.
They
Isn't
could
it-
have been like the raw and the cooked and the sandy. That would have fit well.
Yeah.
They could have done that. I feel like maybe there's a thing with television show episodes where they do takes. They do like puns or whatever, but they're not completely correct. So
Yeah.
like the one last week, Zero Dark Turbo doesn't like that one doesn't really work. I mean, I guess
doesn't.
like if you scan it, it does, but like in terms of like the pun itself, it doesn't really work. But it did make me laugh, and that show's good. People should watch the challenge. Though there are a lot of problematic people on that show. Okay, so yes, the raw and the cooked. We open. Everyone's waking up in the old Top Chef apartments. Mike is sitting shirtless and pantless in his bed. They decide to show us that. He also has a huge tattoo on his arm. Some kind of lettering. He looks real cool. Nothing
We have
really-
to also, for all you feet freaks out there, this episode opens up on Elia's feet, just like as close to the camera as they can get. Like it was done intentionally. This one's for the feet freaks out there. This is,
Well, I gotta say, I did not catch that. I guess I was drinking water when that happened. So I'm not saying I'm gonna go back and look. I'm just saying I didn't know. So not
we're
gonna
not
go back and
shaming.
look.
We're
I'm
not going to
gonna
shame
go
all
back
you
and
feet
look.
freaks out there, but they're there.
They're there, and we won't tell you when it is, like the exact timestamp, because that is enabling. But we will not shame you.
I'm gonna go look right now.
So we're gonna lose Jamal for a little bit. Anyway, so we jump right into the quick fire. which is that I think they're all outside and they have to create an entree, but the twist is you cannot cook it. Now they're at a farmer's market, so they get a lot of great produce. It's going to taste great, but you can't cook anything, so you're limited in your options of what you can make.
Which I think this is just Tom being like, okay, we've done so much. What haven't we made them do in this cooking show? Wait a minute. We haven't made them not cook. Which
And
also is kind of insulting to who they just eliminated for not cooking.
that's true. They did just send Carlos home for not cooking for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Again, this sort of like send people home, and then the next week it's what they would have excelled at. They love doing that. They did it
Yeah.
last time with Steven. They sent Steven home, and the next week they were like, we're pairing with wine, and Steven's punching the air. And now Carlos is punching the air because he's like, I just did no cooking.
He's like, I'm so good at not cooking. My salad would have killed. I could have done my salad again.
So they're at the Redondo Beach Farmers Market, and very funny. Padma sends them all away to go shopping. Marcel jumps the fence and like runs down the little hill. It's very silly.
Yes. So like
That was
I
the
feel like-
fastest way to get there.
yeah, that no one else took it. He jumped a fence and stumbled down a hill. So you get these like small clips of things that Marcel does where I kind of get why people hate him. that would annoy me too because I don't know what he's doing.
And I wasn't a bully in high school, but I had bully tendencies. And Marcel reminds me of like the kid that has like a really big book bag on and he's bent over and he walks really fast down the hallway. You know what I'm talking about?
It's
Like he can't stop in the hallway. He's just going from class to class and he cannot stop because he's going to get messed with in the hallway if he does.
Yeah.
That definitely is him. That is without a doubt him.
And those kids are now, they're CEOs and they're running the country. So, joke's on me. What am I doing? I'm eating sloppy joes most nights of the week.
Yeah, we can leave on that. That's good.
Oh, this makes sense. She's got a toe ring. All right. So what are we talking about?
And then one more quick thing about this Redondo Beach thing before we get to the cooking thing is that they buy seafood from this person who looks like he's in the mob. He's at this like weird little stand. He's got cargo shorts on. He has like an A-frame shirt on. I think what you're supposed to call them nowadays, like a tank top.
You know they're actually called A shirts. So
I
don't
had
know why
no
everyone-
idea that that's what they were called.
They're called
Yeah.
A shirts. So I don't understand
Yeah.
why no one's calling them A shirts.
Are you sure they're not? It's not just a shirt.
No.
That's a complete joke. Come on, Tom. It's not a good joke.
Mike and Frank hate each other now for some reason. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so they don't get along. Frank is very grumpy, as we saw in the last episode when he talked about how he thought Marcel was a little shit or whatever it is that he called him. I think a punk.
Yeah.
Frank reminds me of just about every single assistant soccer coach I had growing up, which was a very angry man that knew nothing about soccer, but like if we were playing bad, like at halftime, he would just like yell and kind of be like, "You guys gotta kick the ball harder," or something like that. I'm like, what? That's not what it is. But a very frustrated man. So he seems to not have. He's not really making friends around here.
No, yeah, I think it's one of those things where like Mike and Frank are so similar that they see each other in themselves, so they're just like, that guy, he's lazy, and they're like, well, yeah, that's, and you dislike people because for the things you dislike about yourself. I think that's what's going on there.
But also, Frank fancies himself to be a Michelin star chef. So
Yeah, and he did make that weird mushroom thing. Was that
Oh,
Frank? Is
God.
that this season?
I
That
think
was
it
Frank. Yes, and I think
It's
I
that
have
big,
never
huge thing.
forgiven him for that in my mind. Because every time I see him cook something, I'm like, this is gonna be just garbage. And then like every now and again, he'll cook something. I'm like, oh, that's fine. But I think that has stayed in my mind where I've like branded him like a bad chef because of that crazy.
The thing that he
Dr.
made
Seuss
this
thing.
for this quickfire looked good. It was like little circles of like scallops or something like that on top of little like cucumber things. It looked nice.
Mhm.
It was some sort of crude.
Yeah, and that's what the celebrity guest judge said too. He said, as far as presentation goes, this looks nice. Didn't say it tasted great.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Marcel wins.
All right.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, Marcel makes some watermelon steaks. It looks nice.
And everyone's had a watermelon steak, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
everyone's-
you know I have. I'm black.
Mm.
Fucking grew up on watermelon steaks.
I like started to talk at exactly the wrong moment, and then didn't could only get out a to try and like this is a sign of me walking back out of that, closing the door behind me. Yes, so he wins with the watermelon steaks. He's very excited for himself, and he's really giving himself a real pat on the back for getting immunity for the first time.
I'm gonna say Marcel.
I'm stoked. It's my first win. Not to mention the fact that I was totally proud of my dish today. My performance could not have been any more soigné.
Is this the first time they've said soigné?
I think so. I think it's the first time in the entire series. The first and last time they say soigné.
I think this is the first time this word has been said in existence.
Yes, I think so. I think everyone knows. I think people who know of this word know of it and then go, "No, I'm not going to use this word."
Well, for one thing, it's spelled insane.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an accent mark in it. It's spelled not how it sounds. My wife pointed out that when he said it, it was clear that a producer asked him to say it. There's no way that he
No
thought
way.
of that himself.
I think he asked Elia. I think he asked Elia, and Elia's like, "Say soigné. It'll make you sound French and important." But I do want to point out, as Marcel is super excited for his win, he won on the first challenge that involved no cooking. So I would take that with a grain of salt, Marcel, that you're the best non-cook there.
Yeah.
And
So-
that's winning too. You know, being the best at anything is being the best at something.
Mhm.
I guess.
A win is a win. You know,
Which I mean, we've found that in this show, like sometimes the rules and how you play the game is a little confusing. Some people come on the show and they just want to like talk about and serve wine. A lot of times when people are eliminated, we find out that they didn't understand that the objective was to win the show. And like in this instance, someone, gets immunity from the elimination challenge for not cooking. So it's an interesting way to play the game, but you don't all have to play it a strict way and just cook your way through it like our boy Harold did.
Well, I mean, he's repping the Bald brothers, so.
Harold's bald.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Cliff.
We know Harold's not bald. We did a freaking video
Yeah.
Zoom with him. Did you hear that? For season 1, we interviewed Harold Dieterle. Did your
Yeah, go
podcast do
listen-
that? Yeah,
go
one
listen
other
to it now.
podcast did it, and we saw it. We're coming for you. What if they're still making theirs, or if they stopped, like we should?
Hey, they probably stopped.
But these chefs aren't stopping. They're going on to the elimination challenge, and that's a Segu, Segue.
Mhm.
And this is they have to cook breakfast for mystery athletes.
Well,
And
they give one description of it. So it's California athletes.
Yeah, which is
okay.
that's only one kind of athlete in California.
Exactly. And that gives you so much to go off of. And like as soon as they said California athlete, I was like, oh, I know exactly what this challenge is. I know exactly how I would cook for a California athlete because it's nothing like an athlete anywhere else in the world. So thank you for specifying that it's a California
Yeah, I know what Kawhi Leonard likes to eat.
athlete. Apples.
He likes apples.
All right.
You also won't know where you're cooking or what kind of equipment that you'll get to use when you get there, and everyone's freaking out because they're like, "I can need an oven. There won't be an oven. There won't be a deep fryer. It won't be this. Like, what am I gonna do? So they have to play it safe. So then when they go shopping, they think of things that can be used anywhere, except for Frank, who says he's gonna make fucking quiche, which requires an oven. It's the one thing that can be like, this has to have an oven. If they don't have an oven, I'm fucked.
Well, can I just say, Frank could have still done his quiche had he taken the pan off the damn fire and just let the residual heat of the pan cook on the sand or just in the air. But he leaves the pan on the fire pit. And of course the quiche is not gonna come out well. Take the pan off the fire. Cook an egg, treat them delicately.
Listen to Jamal, Frank. You should have taken the pan out of the fire and not burnt the shit out of your eggs.
Yeah,
you idiot.
Big mistake. Yeah, so I mean,
Super
like,
mistake.
they're all shopping and everyone's pretty much freaking out about like how are they gonna like cook for this because they don't really know how to prepare for it. And the way it's edited, they really do kind of try and spin it that it's like Mike is the one that cares the least because he just like buys rotisserie chicken. It's like, I guess I'll make tacos, which is so cool and so on game for him. But like when you think about it, it really is Frank who cares the least because he's the one that's like, I'm gonna make a quiche no matter what.
Yeah,
which like
it's
completely ignores the most important part of like the description of the challenge, which was you don't know what kind of equipment you're gonna have.
I mean, he should have just played it safe like everyone else with their eggs and like done sunny side up or scramble properly, and you've been fine.
Listen, one of the number one rules that Tom will tell you is if it's not working, you fix it. Okay, and if you don't fix it, you're freaking going home.
Here's another way you probably could have done this quiche. Taken another pan, put it on top of it to create an oven.
So
I thought of that.
Yeah. Why didn't he? Because did he have a cast iron skillet? Is that what he was using?
It looked like they did, yeah.
But I mean, like, why didn't he bring a cover of some kind? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, he could have just used the residual heat of that cast iron and cooked it off the fire.
Yeah. So, I mean, what we're learning is that he doesn't really know how to cook, and actually we know how to cook more than him, and maybe we should have been on the show.
Yeah, take that, Frank.
Yeah.
And what we didn't tell you is they're at the freaking beach and they're cooking for surfers. Those are the California athletes.
Those are the only California athletes that you could ever think of. And of course they're there. And of course they do not have time to hang out while Pama is explaining, you know, the rules of the challenge and what they can and can't use. They're out surfing. They can't be there with them.
Yeah.
But they do come later, and boy, do they bring their appetite.
And Tom throws down his surfboard so hard into the sand. He's like, yeah, I'm ready for some chow.
Yeah, Tom's out there. He's surfing too. He's catching some waves.
And Padma's like, Thomas, can you get me a bowl?
He's like, right after I, you know, freaking hang 10.
Yeah, Gail, you know, Gail's got her toes to the nose and she's freaking surfing too. And everyone
her feet were also in the episode.
For all you foot freaks out there, Gail's got her toes to the nose in this surfboard.
Stop talking about.
She also has a toe ring.
I don't think I want those fans. I've thought about like, well, maybe we'll
Top Chef feet and we show up.
Oh boy.
Mia also says that she cooks for cowboys and that she's a barbecueologist, which is my favorite kind of doctor.
Mm-hmm. You've got to go to so much school to get, you know, your degree in barbecuing.
Didn't she also say she's the queen of breakfast?
She has many titles. Many crowns.
Yeah. Her wall in her office is just full of plaques from different universities for different degrees. Barbecueology, breakfast, hunting frogs.
She's got a master's in brunch.
She got a master's. Oh, we should no, a bachelor's in brunch is good. Is good. We could do more Anthony Bourdain stuff.
Master's in meal prep.
Masters in meal prep.
I guess it would be masters in mise en place then at that point.
It's pouring rain here. She has an associate's in.
Hold on, Brian. How does that help?
What?
The tell says pouring rain.
I'm just giving you guys the weather.
Is that adding atmosphere?
Yeah, I want you guys to know what I'm going through right now.
Oh, okay.
Frank and Mike hate each other. He says that Mike is like his dumb little brother. And he's surprised he was able to get to LA.
That really plays into the fact that it's like Frank sees Mike, like sees himself in Mike. He was like, I used to be this guy, or we're connected. Which maybe now that I think about it, is Mike Frank from the past. And
Probably.
somehow he got here through, time machine or whatever, which maybe that's why Frank said that. He was like, I don't know how
Yeah.
he got here.
I don't know
That's
how
me. How the hell did he get to LA?
Yeah, because he says it like that. He's like, I don't know how he got here.
Yeah.
How he got to
get
LA.
here?
Like, he's freaking out.
And then he does a very weird laugh. He's like,
Yeah. He's so scared and confused. But yeah, I tell you how he got there. Freaking time machine.
how did me from the past get here?
And what was, not in that time machine? His eggs, because freaking.
Well, actually, it may have been in the time machine how long he cooked them.
Oh, that's a good point. It may have been there, but yeah, he did not bring his eggs, which is so, Mike is so
forgot his
funny.
eggs.
what just a doofus. And so everyone bands together and gives him plenty of eggs so he can use it. And he's like, all right, I can cook now.
I love when Betty's like, how many eggs do you need? And he's like, oh, probably like 6. I'll give him eggs. She gives him a
And
broken one.
Sam
Yeah,
gives
like-
him 1 egg. Sam has like 12 to 24 eggs, and he's like, I can spare 1.
Sam gives him 1 egg.
One egg, and then proceeds to cook something that looks like doo-doo. Yeah, there's a lot of people this season that are cooking things that look like poop.
All right, let's finish this shit out. So not only are they have to cook in on a open flame, which is hard, they also have to deal with the elements. There
Mhm.
is a descendant of the Velociraptor at this beach.
Which everyone should know what that is. It's got a tailbone that's inverted, like that of a bird. It's got
Mhm.
bones full of peaks and hollows, like that of a bird. Talons, like that of a bird.
Seems like a big chicken to me.
Well, why don't we split the difference? We'll call it a seagull.
The only person who I can see out of the corner of my eye is Frank, who's having some trouble. He had an idea for a quiche, and his pie crust completely disintegrated.
Great, look out. The seagull! Hey, what? The seagull! Get out of here.
Yeah. And so it really, Frank was, as Sam was saying, having a really tough time making his dish, specifically his pie crust, because the seagulls kept coming in and picking up Frank and sweeping him out into the ocean, just kind of dropping him in the ocean. And he would have to swim back on shore, and continue putting together his crust. And then you hear Betty there trying to at least tell him they're behind you. The seagulls are coming, and they just kept coming and grabbing him and pulling him away. So yeah, the judges come in and they taste all of the and also the servers come in and they're like, hey, what's up, bro? And they're hanging out. Marcel embarrasses himself by trying to talk like surfers and asking them how the surfing is going. They seem uninterested in talking to him. It is embarrassing to watch, and I felt myself turning red as I watched him interact with them. So yeah, the judges try the food. They dig some of it. They know that Sam and a little bit of Cliff, and then also Frank's dishes taste like garbage. So they head back to the judges' table to deliberate.
I want to real quick. We rarely talk about the food and what we think looks good or would taste good. I think that Mia's food sounds awesome. I want to eat that so much.
I like Elia's food because it has the
Yes.
waffle. It has the
Yes.
waffle and the ham and the egg, and I was like, yeah, buddy.
Those sounded great.
Yeah.
I don't really like eggs, just eggs prepared in regular ways. I don't really love that, but when it's something different, I could get down with that.
But here's my thing about Elia's food. I don't know if I'm already hungry because I saw her toes in the beginning of the episode. So when she makes
Hungry.
Well,
I do not understand this world. We can't get these people to be our friends or fans. This is bad.
I'm just saying, I saw some niblets in the beginning of the episodes. I'm already hungry.
Well, her food is going to taste great because she put her foot in it. She worked really hard.
Yep, and she ends up being in the winner's circle, which all three women are at the top.
Betty likes that, something we know nothing about.
As three men who have never had a female guest on the show, which we probably should do. That's probably
Listen,
bad that we haven't
if
done
you are
that.
a woman and you listen to this show and you're not my wife or Reeves' wife or Jamal's wife, come do the show. We're talking to you.
Well, my wife would never be allowed on the show.
She's not allowed on the show?
She's not allowed on the show.
Why? Because
We need to have separate things.
Okay, and what is her thing?
Her thing, she podcasts.
I get that.
She's a podcast.
She's got a podcast too. What's the name of that podcast again?
I don't know. I don't listen to it.
Oh, okay.
But you make her listen to yours, right?
Oh, well, obviously.
Tom says something about like he named some famous French chef that would make a cook make an omelet, and if it was good, that's how he would hire them. I think that happens later, and I think Top Chef, like in the later season, they're like, we got to make an omelet, the perfect omelet.
It does.
And
it was surprising how few people knew how to make an omelet correctly.
yeah, apparently the way to make an omelet the right way is to make it like really kind of wet.
Yeah. So a French omelet. Oh boy, and we're right in. I am in
Now
the
we're
cut,
in
and
it.
I know all about French omelets. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I've been there.
I'm in the cut with you. Brian doesn't know this because he doesn't like eggs.
Brian's
Nope, I'm
not-
in the cut.
For
and
the fans at home, Brian is not in the cut, and if anything, he's in the ditch again.
I'm in the cut, the side of the road in the cut, just right there. You know, when a tornado goes by and you jump in the cut so it doesn't pick you up and take you away.
Okay, quiet ditch dweller. Go ahead, Reese.
Yeah, a French omelet is going to be a little runny. It has lots of butter on it, and it really doesn't take that long. It's slow and low is how you're going to cook it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's not completely cooked in the way that it's like fluffy scrambled eggs, but it has a curd in the center. You flip it, you put some butter on it again. There shouldn't be any brown on it. Should not be rubbery. Tastes great, but has too much butter, in my opinion.
Yeah, and sometimes you put cream in it as well.
That's
But
true.
depends on your tastes. But it is very silky. I'll say that. I've made a version of that here on Slow and Low, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can see why this is a popular way to cook eggs.
Mm-hmm. Put some mushrooms in there. Put some chives, something like that, on top of it when you're done.
Again, Brian could not do this because it takes effort and time. And
Well,
he couldn't be bothered with the amount
the
of
ol-
time it would take.
The only thing that I want to mention after that detailed conversation about how to cook food is that is slow and low is what the grade on my presidential fitness test was.
So they didn't even give you a score. They just said slow and low.
It said slow and low.
If you do not get an A from Tom on jokes for that joke alone, I'm marching to the principal's office, Dean
You're gonna-
Tom, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell him a little something because that joke rules.
So I think
Trying
that's
to
what
go on
everyone
ski
needs to
trip.
make themselves aware of. In the coming episodes, we will be doing the other report cards for me and Brian. So if you thought it was just going to be for Reeves, you're wrong. And eggs on your face and slow and low eggs, they're French eggs. So
They're silky.
yeah. So you're going to want to tune into the coming episodes because we will be doing the other report cards.
I also love that Reeves wanted this episode to be short. We're an hour and a half in total time.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Let's wrap this bad boy up. Elia wins because she had her feet out in the first part of the thing, and people like that.
Oh boy.
And then Padma asked them to bring out the three people that they thought were the worst, which were Frank, Sam, and Cliff. Very funny little tidbit is that Cliff's is the only one that had sand in it somehow. and I don't believe that. I think that's the only one that
No way.
Tom bit into sand into. There's no
Yeah.
way that no one else has had sand.
I
Yeah.
think I think last episode got him in his head about Cliff, and he was like, "Well, now I guess I need to spit out his food in this episode."
Yeah. Since I got him and Mia confused in the last episode.
Yeah. So
we
yeah,
have a
the bad boys are, in the elimination. Go ahead. Sorry, Brian. Did you have something?
No, that's better. I was just going to cue up this clip that we have for Tom giving a cool surfing analogy. But I also think that it's cool that it's the bad boys in the bottom three, and it's kind of like us. I think I'm probably the Frank. And I think Reeves is the Cliff.
Definitely.
Sam.
Yeah, definitely. And Jamal is Sam. That rules. Yeah, so we're the bad boys.
I'll agree with that.
We're in the bottom three, which maybe is the new title of our podcast.
That's a much better name for this podcast.
And Tom always has these nice speeches before he freaking kicks someone off his show. And sometimes they land. Sometimes, there's like an overdub where you can tell that they were like, yeah, let's come up with something a little better. But this one, there's no overdub edit to the audio. He nails it in this take, and it is a brilliant analogy.
In my restaurants, we have a little saying that dinner service and sort of our business is very much like riding waves. You get a few little waves, easy to ride, don't get too excited about it. But it's not so much how you ride the little ones, it's how you ride the big ones. That's what makes you a star. You constantly have this force that's trying to throw you, and you have to figure out a way to stay on top of your game, stay on that board, and do it with style. And that last little bit, I think, is why all three of you are here. You kind of got knocked off your game, knocked off that board, and you didn't recover with style.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Yep. Didn't really nail the landing. I feel like he knows, he must surf, right?
He's from New York. I mean, I guess he could.
Yeah, he's a New York athlete, so.
New York athlete. Yeah. So I feel like he just really wanted to push that through, and it doesn't really make sense.
He doesn't quite land it.
I don't really know what he's talking about.
But he gets a C for effort.
Mhm.
Yeah, oh yeah. As in, see me after cooking.
All right, well then they send Frank home because his food tasted like shit and he burnt the eggs real bad. So Frank's got to go. And they give Frank a chance to say, do you have that in the clip?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's listen to Frank go and bye-bye.
Frank, please pack your knives and go. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah. Everybody in this room and in the pantry is welcome at my house for good food, good wine, and good friends.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Appreciate that.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I'm the sacrificial lamb. It's all right. If you want to base elimination on today's cooking, yes, I was the worst of the bunch. Am I better than people that are still here? Absolutely.
I'm gonna miss your snoring, yeah?
I'm sure you are. I learned a multitude of things from this experience. I've learned from my colleagues, in my mind, be true to yourself. A true chef is a gentleman and should remain that way.
So a true chef is a gentleman. Well, a bunch of guys were on the bottom and a bunch of women were at the top. So looks like someone had some burnt egg on their face.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
Frank invites everyone over to his house for good food, good wine, and good friends. And
talk about desperate.
Yeah.
No one's going to your house, Frank, all right? No one. And what Frank did, actually, he doesn't know this, is that by inviting everyone in that room and in the pantry, he just invited Marcel, who was a vampire, into his house. Vampires need to be invited to be allowed in. He can now go in and bite you, and he doesn't like you, so you're going to get bit. And you brought that upon yourself.
Yeah, so good job, Frank. Way to think that one through.
Yeah, now you're a freaking vampire, and so is everyone that you invited over to your house. Okay, thanks for listening to this Top Chef for Rewatch podcast. Hopefully it makes sense. Brian gets to spend a lot of time editing it. We love you.
You're all very special.
You're all very special. Oh, God. What else do we say at the end?
We do the pack up your knives and go thing.
Oh, that's right. This is 10 o'clock, man. My brain's shutting down. This has been a pleasure. Again, rate and review us. If you don't want to give us 5 stars, you don't have to.
Just give us 5 or 1. Nothing in the middle.
Yeah, nothing in the middle, because that'll just confuse me. 5 or 1.
I hate fence sitters. So
yeah,
5
don't
or 1.
Fence. Yeah, 5 or 1. Thank you so much for listening. We'll have another episode for you next week. So we are going to pack our knives and be a-going.